Hello children, welcome back to new quantum classes. Today, myself Sanjay Kumar, I bring you very good session for you, part 6 video. In this video, I will discuss about vapor pressure, Raoult's law and different consequences of the Raoult's law. Today, I would like to tell you that first of all, I want to tell you that you have to subscribe my channel, click bell icon and like my video if you understand, and it will be fruitful to you for IIT and NEET examination as well as for CBSE board examination. Today I would like to discuss very important topic. First of all, vapor pressure. So this is the chapter second solution, remaining part of the chapter second solution, vapor pressure. For going vapor pressure, in defining the vapor pressure, we have to consider one container, closed container. In container, we take some amount of the water. That water at room temperature convert into gases, or we can say that vapor. So that is called evaporation is taking place, and simultaneously condensation also taking place. When condensation and evaporation is taking place equal 0, that kind of state is called equilibrium. So at equilibrium, what is happening with a liquid? That liquid does not convert into water vapor, and water vapor also does not condense into a liquid. Okay, so simply we can say that the pressure exerted by a vapor pressure, vapor pressure of a liquid in equilibrium with liquid at a given temperature, that is called vapor pressure. So you have to learn the definition is again let me repeat: the pressure exerted by vapor of the liquid in equilibrium with liquid at a given temperature is called a vapor pressure. So after vapor pressure, first of all we have to see that which factors are affecting vapor pressure. Number one, let me write factors affecting vapor pressure. Number one, nature of liquid. NaTURE, nature of liquids. Okay, so nature of liquids are very important. Those liquids in which intermolecular force of attraction is lesser, they have a very high vapor pressure, and those liquids in which hydrogen bond is present or other kind of van der Waals force are present, that kind of liquid does not convert easily into vapor. That is why their vapor pressure are lesser than other. For example, if we make one graph, in this graph we are taking first of all water. So we are seeing that water having less vapor pressure. It is due to hydrogen bonding. Okay. Another, this is the ethyl alcohol. Their vapor pressure is more because less amount of or weaker amount of the hydrogen bond is present in this liquid. Another is acetone. Acetone is highly vaporized. If you take put in the beaker, that acetone convert into vapor very easily. Last one is diethyl ether. It having large vapor pressure compared to a acetone. So this graph is showing that at a particular temperature, temperature and vapor pressure relation. Vapor pressure. Understand? So in this graph we are observing that water has lower vapor pressure, ethyl alcohol has greater than water vapor pressure, acetone greater than ethyl alcohol vapor pressure. Okay, while diethyl ether has more vapor pressure than acetone. So now we have to move on another topic, that is on the temperature of liquid. Temperature of liquid also very effective factor for the vapor pressure. If temperature is increased, then vapor also increase. It is due to increase in kinetic energy of molecules. So for this vapor pressure, Clausius-Clapeyron equation is very important. So the Clausius, C-L-A-U-S-I-U-S, Clapeyron, C-L-A-P-E-R-O-N, Clapeyron equation, Clausius-Clapeyron equation. This is given over your law. Okay, in case of pressure, vapor pressure, P2 upon P equal delta H VAP. What is this? This is the enthalpy of vaporization. Delta H VAP means enthalpy of vaporization. Okay, upon 2.303 capital R. Capital R is a gas constant. Capital R is a gas constant, and T2 minus T1 upon T1 T2 bracket close. This equation is very important according to point of view of the find out the vapor pressure and temperature by the help of the enthalpy of vaporization. Okay, so now we have to move on another topic, that is called vapor pressure of liquid solution. So vapor pressure of a liquid solution. Now in this heading we are observing vapor pressure of pure liquid. We have understand now vapor pressure of liquid. Solution. This is very important. Solution means pure liquid plus solid. Okay, it means that solution has less vapor pressure compared to pure liquid, because in pure liquid all liquid molecules may be converted into vapor. So vapor pressure of the liquid solution we have understand first of all. So vapor pressure of liquid solution. For vapor pressure of liquid solution, Raoult's Raoult's suggested one law. That law is called Raoult's law. Okay, for vapor pressure of the liquid solution, he suggested that the partial vapor pressure of a volatile liquid or component present in a solution is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the compound of a given temperature. It means that if we make a solution, in that solution pure liquid is present and solid is present. In solution, this pure liquid show partial vapor pressure. So that definition is very important, correct? Partial vapor pressure of a volatile component present in a solution is directly proportional to the mole fraction of that component at a given temperature. So this is represented by capital A, capital PA, directly proportional to capital uh, chi A. Chi is a symbol of the mole fraction. If we remove the proportionality constant, then PA equal KA, K or X. Understand? Where K is constant, or in another word, P equal PA naught or X chi A. This is the equation for vapor pressure of component when present in a pure form. Okay. So in a solution, vapor pressure of a particular component at a given temperature is equal to the mole fraction of that component in the solution multiplied by vapor pressure when present in a pure form. Okay, so this is the Raoult's law. If we take this equation for two component component A and component B, in that way there will be two equations, PA equal XA P naught A, okay, and PB equal XB P naught B. According to Dalton's vapor pressure, partial vapor pressure, the total vapor pressure of a binary solution containing volatile components can be calculated if we know the partial vapor pressure of both pure components and mole fraction of any of them are known. Understand? So this is the method of P partial vapor pressure equal PA plus PB equal XA PA naught plus XB PB naught. XA PA naught plus XB PB naught. So this is the Raoult's law. You have to learn the Raoult's law. This is the equation of Raoult's law. Now we have to move on another thing. Okay. This Raoult law is applicable for liquid solutions. If we take another example for solid liquid solution, vapor pressure of solid liquid solution. Okay, we know that if we take one container, if we take some amount of solvent and mix some solid and solvent. Okay, so pure solvents show a more vapor pressure in comparison to solution because it has lesser amount of solvent. That is why the vapor pressure of a solution having a non-volatile solute is always lesser comparison to pure solvent. Okay, this is very basic concept of this law. Now we have to move on Raoult's law for solution containing non-volatile solvent. Raoult's law for solution containing non-volatile solute. Understand? This is the important topic. First of all, let me define this for this solution. So, the vapor pressure of a solution containing a non-volatile solid at a given temperature is equal to the product of the vapor pressure of the pure solvent and its mole fraction. Understand? So this will be, in this case, what is happening on adding a non-volatile solid to a solvent. On adding non-volatile solid to a solvent, the vapor pressure of a solution always gets lowered. Okay, this is according to the laws as Boyle's law, Babow's law. So this is very important. Or simply we can, let me write, on adding a non-volatile solid to a solvent, the vapor pressure of a solution always gets lower. Understand? Okay. So it was the law of Raoult's law for the non-volatile solids. Now another topic is ideal solutions. Understand? These ideal solutions are very important. The ideal solution. A solution is said to be ideal if strictly obey Raoult's law. A solution is said to be ideal if strictly obeys Raoult's law. Understand? At all concentrations and concentrations and temperature. So the formula will be simple. PA equal PA not X. PV equal PV not XV. Ox, we can speak X or chi. Okay. So for the ideal solution, there must be 4 or 5 things are very important. First one thing, it must obey Raoult's law. It must obey Raoult's law. This one is condition. Second one, condition for ideal solution, there should not be any. There should not be any change in temperature. Okay, then a solution will be an ideal. Volume change on mixing must be zero. Third one is volume change on mixing must be zero. Understand? So let me rough this. Delta V mixing equal 0. Okay, and delta mixing also 0. Delta X mixing also 0 for ideal solution. Example for ideal solutions are: number 1, benzene and toluene. Second one example is N-hexane and N-heptene. N-hexane and N-heptene. Ethyl bromide and ethyl iodide. Ethyl bromide and ethyl iodide. Understand? Okay. So it was concept for ideal solution. Now we have to move on graphical representation of ideal solution. Okay, this is very important. For making graph, we have to study the graph for ideal solution. For ideal solution, we take this kind of, when Xa equal 1 means mole fraction of first solid or solvent will become a 1, and mole fraction for second component will become a 0, and here mole fraction for first component will be 0 and mole fraction for second component will be a 1. So for partial vapor pressure, A is like this, okay, and this should be closed over here, and so after some time mole fraction, this is the mole fraction, okay, and this is the vapor pressure, okay. For this vapor pressure will be an overall vapor pressure like this, PA plus PA, okay, for solution third, and this is PA for second, PA on PV XV or P0 B. This is the PA XV or PA0. Understand? This is the graphical representation of the behavior of ideal solution constituting of component A and B. Understand? So the formula will be simple. Okay. Now we have to move on non-ideal solution. So second component is non-ideal solution. Non-ideal solution. Okay. For non-ideal solutions, we know that these kind of solution does not follow the Raoult's law. Okay. These non-ideal solution does not follow the law or obey the law of Raoult's law. So, conditions are the Raoult's law is not obeyed. Raoult's law does not obeyed. Okay. Another second thing, there is a change in volume. There is a change in volume. There is a change in enthalpy also. Change in enthalpy. Okay, so delta V mixing is not 0. Delta H mixing is not also 0. Understand? Now, let me explain this non-ideal solution in next segment, part 7. Thank you so much. Likes and subscribe my video. Okay, and press bell icon. Thank you so much.